Hey everyone, welcome back to this rapid-fire explainer where we are tearing right into the absolute latest PC component leaks and releases. We're talking skyrocketing RAM prices, AMD's frankly monstrous Zen 6 architecture, and a pretty wild rumor about NVIDIA's 50 series GPUs. Okay, let's dive into this.
So we really got to start with a tough question here. Is next-gen PC hardware pricing just completely out of control? Like, manufacturers are making these massive, world-changing claims right now, but do the marginal performance gains we're actually seeing in this new tech justify the staggering, wallet-draining costs? Just keep that in mind as we run the numbers today.
Moving into Section 1, the pricey RAM reality, testing AMD's Expo ULL.
Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is Expo ULL? Well, ULL stands for Ultra Low Latency, and unlike standard Expo profiles, this tech automatically applies highly aggressive sub-timings. Basically, the whole goal here is to give you that top-tier, manually tuned performance without forcing you to spend hours endlessly tweaking things in the BIOS. Hardware Lux actually put this to the test using a kit like the G-Skill Trident Z5 Neo X RGB running at CL36. Now, on paper, CL 6 sounds, kind of unimpressive, but the ULL magic is hidden entirely inside those automatically tightened subtimings.
And this brilliantly illustrates the underwhelming reality of the situation. So, despite AMD claiming a 4% average performance jump, independent tests by Hardware Lux showed some seriously minimal real-world gaming gains. Across 5 games tested, only F1 2025 actually hit that 4% mark. Cyberpunk 2077, that gained just 3.5%, and others saw even less. It's really a tiny jump for what's marketed as a premium feature.
So how does this translate to your wallet? Well, prepare yourself for some massive sticker shock. While the initial test kit was reasonably priced, some 32GB kits featuring this exact same ultra-low latency memory are currently selling for over $1,000. Yeah, literally over $1,000 for 32 gigs of RAM. That is an insane premium for, let's be real, a sub 4% frame rate increase.
G-Skill actually tried to unpack this wild price discrepancy. According to the manufacturer, these premium kits use brand new memory that's being manufactured right in the middle of the current RAM shortage, while the cheaper non-ULL kits are basically just running on older stock. Honestly, it's a pretty scary excuse because it implies that as this older stock dries up, memory prices could just skyrocket across the board.
All right, shifting gears to Section 2, Zen 6 enters production with the Venice EPYC Monster.
So jumping into CPU news, AMD is officially debuting their Zen 6 architecture this month at the Advancing AI event on July 22nd and 23rd. And their next-gen EPYC server CPU, codenamed Venice, has some truly monstrous specs. We're talking up to 256 cores, 1.7 times the performance of the previous generation, and 1.6 terabytes per second of memory bandwidth. But maybe most significantly, Venice is the industry's first high-performance computing product entering production on TSMC's cutting-edge 2nm node over in Taiwan.
But what does all this server stuff mean for everyday gamers like us? Well, AMD usually introduces new architectures via servers first, meaning consumer products really aren't far behind. And a recent Geekbench leak gave us a thrilling little hint. An early Zen 6 10-core mobile sample completely crushed the current Gen 12-core part, beating it by a massive 13% in multi-threaded workloads. So yeah, those future desktop chips are going to be incredibly powerful.
Okay, on to our final component update for today in Section 3, the RTX 5090 SE rumor, bridging the GPU gap.
This is a wild new report coming globally from Game GPU. Basically, NVIDIA might be planning an entirely new graphics tier using a cut-down GB202 chip. If you look closely here at the projected core counts, the 5080 sits at roughly 10,700 cores, while the flagship 5090 is way up in the stratosphere at over 21,700. I mean, that is a massive performance canyon. The rumored 5090 SE reportedly slots right in perfectly between them with just over 14,000 cores. So, logically, it makes perfect sense.
But the memory configuration, this is where things get truly bizarre. I am absolutely in disbelief over this. Instead of cutting memory capacity along with the bus size, NVIDIA is reportedly keeping a full 32 gigabytes of memory while dropping the bus down to 384-bit. How in the world are they doing that? Well, the report claims they're mixing 24 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte memory modules on the exact same board. It's incredibly unusual engineering, so definitely take it with a grain of salt. Oh, and the rumor also points to a lowered total graphics power of 500 watts.
And then, of course, there's the cost. The targeted MSRP for this mythical RTX 5090 SE is reportedly $1,500, which perfectly splits the difference between the 5080 and 5090. Enthusiasts are already out there arguing that this is what the 5080 should have been all along. But let's apply a critical lens for a second. Given that flagship cards routinely sell for absurdly inflated prices in the current market, I highly doubt this card, if it even exists, will ever actually sit on a retail shelf for $1,500. No way!
Which brings us right back to our central theme to wrap up this explainer. Would you pay $1,500 for the RTX 5090 SE? I want you to weigh the reality of those minimal gains from that $1,000 ultra-low latency RAM and the incredible core innovations coming from AMD Zen 6 against the value of this rumored NVIDIA card. Are we actually paying for true generational leaps right now, or are we just paying for hype? Keep that in mind as these components hit the market. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.